up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, of course, the main priority signing for Barcelona this summer is Robert Lewandowski, and Bayern Munich will only sell him for two conditions. Number one, they get the right offer, and number two, they sign a replacement. Well, Sadio Mane is on the verge of joining Bayern Munich, and he could be the replacement to let Bayern Munich open the door for Lewandowski to join Barcelona this summer. Another attacker that Barcelona want to sign is Raphinha. His arrival is not linked with Dembele. If Dembele stays or leaves, the club still want to sign Raphinha and are in talks right now with Leeds United. Also, Ruben Neves is prioritizing Barcelona as well, but will be dependent on the future of Frenkie de Jong. Azpilicueta and Alonso now have given the green light for the Barcelona move, and Chelsea's takeover will be official tomorrow. And tomorrow, Barcelona will send delegates to London to negotiate for both Alonso and Azpilicueta. Koulibaly is the priority right now in the center back position, but of course, it will depend heavily on his contract renewal with Napoli. And finally, a massive update on the future of Frenkie de Jong, where he has said no to the move to Manchester United this summer, but Manchester United and Barcelona have reached an agreement for his transfer. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. The first player that we have been linked with is, of course, the #1 target for Barcelona in the summer, Robert Lewandowski. Firstly, coming in from Mundo Deportivo, they've come out saying that Robert Lewandowski is now more optimistic about his move to Barcelona as Sadio Mane closes in on joining Bayern Munich. Everything indicates that Bayern will start negotiations with Barcelona once they seal Mane's arrival. Now, of course, yesterday was the Champions League final, so Mane now is completely free, and now this deal could be happening. Of course, it will be difficult. It's not going to be simple, but as we all know, Bayern Munich have two conditions to let go of Lewandowski this summer. Number one, the right offer comes in, which is currently on the table right now from Barcelona, and number two, they sign a replacement. Now, I see a lot of you guys say that, oh, Sadio Mane will be Gnabry's replacement. That could be true, that could be the case, but again, Gnabry is still a Bayern Munich player. So nonetheless, Bayern Munich are signing another striker, who of course will be Sadio Mane, which means that it will open the door for Lewandowski to join Barcelona this summer. So we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Bayern Munich have to sign Sadio Mane first, and then of course the doors will open. But at this current moment, Lewandowski and Barcelona are now more optimistic about the deal happening. Now, along with Lewandowski, another priority for Barcelona in the attack this summer, and more specifically in the winger position, is Raphinha, the Brazilian winger from Leeds United. And Sport have come out saying that Raphinha is currently in Seoul in South Korea, waiting for Barcelona to make movements and try to reach an agreement with Leeds United. He is the chosen one for the right wing position, as Dembele's exit looks likely, although the move is not linked. Again, if Dembele stays or not, Barcelona still want to sign Raphinha. Raphinha has accepted a lower salary corresponding with the new salary basis which Barcelona has set, with of course, Memphis, Erik Garcia, Aubameyang, Ferran Torres. The performance-related bonuses will have much more value than the base salary, and there is an agreement over a 5-year contract. And also, Raphinha holds an Italian passport, and thus he will not occupy a non-EU spot when or if he arrives at Barcelona. Now that is very, very key as well. So everything's lined up for Raphinha. Again, the question is, can Barcelona reach an agreement with Leeds United? Of course, the first bid apparently was rejected of 30 million euros plus 5 million euros in bonuses, which has not been confirmed by the Spanish media. It came in from the Portuguese media. But I think we should be getting Raphinha no matter what. If Dembele stays or leave, he's been a quality player for Leeds. Fantastic player, great market opportunity as well. Of course, if they got relegated, I think this deal could have already been done by now. But with them staying up, it does give Leeds the upper hand. We could include some players in there as well, like Mingueza, Riqui, Puig, Nico, Trincão, whoever it may be, to get this deal over the line. So we'll have to wait and see. But know that Barcelona are in full pursuit to sign Raphinha this summer. Now, along with the attack, another priority for Barcelona this summer is to reinforce the defense. More specifically, firstly, in the full-back position. Now, of course, the two main priorities in those full-back positions on the right-hand side is Azpilicueta, and on the left-hand side, it is Marcos Alonso. Now, Sport have come out saying, with Chelsea's new ownership confirmed now, Barcelona have received the green light to negotiate for the transfers of both Azpilicueta and Alonso. Now, Chelsea yesterday released an official statement saying that their takeover will be completed this Monday, which of course will be tomorrow. So by then, Chelsea will have a new ownership under Todd Bowley, and they will be able to negotiate with Barcelona for deals, of course, Azpilicueta and Alonso. Now, firstly, on Azpilicueta, he's the priority. If Xavi has to pick between the two players to bring in, no doubt, 1000%, he is picking Azpilicueta. He's cheaper, he's more feasible for the deal as well, but of course, Xavi also wants Marcos Alonso, and Fabrizio Romano came out yesterday saying that Marcos Alonso now has reached an agreement with Barcelona on personal terms, but the deal depends on Chelsea's asking price, as Barcelona have no intention of paying a high fee. Thank God for that. But now here's the big step in the negotiations. Personal terms have been agreed with Marcos Alonso. Of course, with Azpilicueta has been agreed back since like January or so. But for Alonso, it's now agreed. But now it depends on Chelsea's asking price. If they ask for like 10 and Barcelona offer like 8 or 7 and they accept it, the deal will go through. But again, the club don't want to spend that much money on Alonso. Again, they know that he's 30 years old, not that good. He's just literally coming in just for cover for Jordi Alba for a year or two. So they don't want to spend that much money. So they won't go over double digits in my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, with the new Chelsea ownership coming in, we do have the green light now to negotiate for both Azpilicueta and Marcos Alonso. Now, along with the fullbacks, the club are also looking to sign a new center back this summer alongside Andreas Christensen. And currently, the number one target in that position is Koulibaly, because Koundé is close to joining Chelsea. Chelsea and Sevilla are negotiating for the transfer of Koundé. Chelsea want to pay the money for him, and of course Barcelona do not. So that makes Koulibaly the next one in line. Now, Tuttosport came out saying that Napoli are going to be asking for around 40 million euros for Kalidou Koulibaly, who is in the final year of his contract. Barcelona and Juventus are both interested in him, and Sport came out saying that Napoli have told Kalidou Koulibaly that he will be allowed to leave if they receive an acceptable offer. The player's priority right now is to sign with Barcelona, but Juventus, Inter, Roma, PSG, and also Chelsea are still interested in him. Now, of course, this will heavily depend on his contract renewal. If he renews his contract, if they can reach agreement on that aspect, he will stay, of course. But if he does not renew his contract and those talks break down, Napoli will sell him. Napoli kind of like Borussia Dortmund. They want to be very, very strict with their money coming in and out, and they're very firm on their price. So around 30 to 40 million euros is the price of Koulibaly. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with this. Again, I think it's possible, but the question now is, do Barcelona have the money for this? Because of course, Lewandowski is going to cost around 30-40. Raphinha is going to cost 30-40. That's around 80. Do we have that extra 30 to sign Koulibaly? For me, it would be, I think this could be the signing of the summer. I think his signing could be more impactful than Lewandowski and Raphinha, but of course, that's just my opinion. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, the club are looking to sign another center back, and right now leading the race is Koulibaly. Now, a position for Barcelona this summer that isn't the priority at the moment, but it could be later on in the window, is the midfield. And again, we have been linked with Ruben Neves coming in from Sport. They've come out saying that despite mentioning his interest, Ruben Neves continues to prioritize a move to Barcelona. In light of the club's financial condition, Jorge Mendes, the player's agent, is trying to reach a mutual beneficial deal for all parties while the player waits. So again, Ruben Neves wants to join Barcelona, but if he does not, he's happy to go to United, of course. This will have a rippling effect, of course, on the Frenkie de Jong situation, which I will talk about in just a few seconds. But of course, Ruben Neves, for me, great midfielder, 25 years old. It's a great operation, of course. The question now is, how much will Barcelona have to offer Wolves? 3 players like Mingueza, Riqui, Puig, Nico, money on top of that, full out money, maybe, giving Trincão and letting them keep Adama. There's going to be a lot of speculations here, but the most important thing is that Jorge Mendes, who of course, I think owns a part of Wolves, and of course, he knows all the Portuguese players, he is backing Barcelona. He's in favor of Ruben Neves going to Barcelona, and he is planning on helping out Joan Laporta in this operation. So we'll have to wait and see, but again, in my opinion, this will depend on the Frenkie de Jong situation. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, the big one, Frenkie de Jong. Now, Oriol Dominic from TV3, who we all know is easily one of the top 5 journalists in Barcelona, he's come out saying that Erik Ten Hag, the Manchester United manager, called Frenkie de Jong to try and convince him to join Manchester United this summer. However, Frankie's answer was no. De Jong wants to play in the Champions League. Despite the fact that Frenkie de Jong has said no to Ten Hag, there is an agreement between Barcelona and Manchester United for the transfer fee for Frenkie. So apparently, Frenkie de Jong said no, he does not want to go to United as of right now. Of course, it could still change, but there is an agreement with Manchester United and Barcelona for the transfer fee. Now, apparently, it's going to be around 80 million euros, which for me, it's not the best deal, but again, still profit from what we bought him for, so I kind of don't mind it. but Frenkie has said no. And unless Frenkie says yes, this deal will not happen. Now, Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic, who's very close to Manchester United, came out saying that Barcelona are demanding 80 million euros for Frenkie de Jong, which could give Erik Ten Hag second thoughts about his signing. Manchester United will have around 120 million euros available to spend this summer. So if you take 80 away from that, that's basically your whole budget gone. You're only left with like what, 40 million euros to spend on, you know, a midfielder, fullback, a striker. So Man United, they want to bring in Frenkie de Jong, they want to bring the price down a bit, but of course Erik Ten Hag is now thinking about, you know, thinking twice. Like, I've already talked to Frenkie de Jong a bunch of times. He said no, he's gonna cost the majority of the budget. Maybe we just move on from him. So it's, you know, it's a really 50-50 situation. Now, also Oriel came out saying that Frenkie de Jong is now closer to staying at Barcelona than leaving for Manchester United because he knows that Xavi wants to keep him, but Manchester United would accept the price Barcelona is asking for Frenkie de Jong. The two clubs are in talks and could reach an agreement. However, everything depends on the player's choice. So for me, this is big that Barcelona have agreed a price for Manchester United for Frenkie de Jong. So does that mean we're going to sell him even if we sign CVC, Barca Studio, BLM? I have no idea. But right now, Frenkie de Jong is in control and he's saying no because he wants to play in the Champions League and he also knows that Xavi wants to keep him as well. Now the big question is, if Manchester United were in the Champions League, would he have said yes? I think he would have. But does that mean he did not want to stay at Barcelona? No, but he knows the club are trying to force him out. But for me, this is very interesting. You mentioned that saying, look, he's going to cost, you know, majority of our summer transfer budget. Should we actually go for him? Then they have agreed with a fee with Barcelona, but now Frenkie de Jong is saying no. So there's big implications. Now you might be wondering, is it Frenkie de Jong saying no, or is it like his agent trying to push him away? Well, Santi from Foot Mercado, who's very close to Frenkie de Jong's entourage, came out saying that Frenkie de Jong wants to stay at Barcelona, but his agent, of course, Ali Dorsin, I believe his name is, has offered him to many clubs for a few months now. There is tension between the player and his agent, and it's not ruled out that he could sack his agent. So apparently, it's his agent that's pushing him out of Barcelona, saying, oh, look, go to United, go to City, go to Bayern, go to PSG. But Frenkie's saying, look, I don't want to leave. I want to stay at Barcelona. Stop trying to force me out. So if Frenkie de Jong sacks his agent, I think he's 100% staying at Barcelona. If he sticks with him, I think the move is still possible. But this whole entire situation is absolutely crazy. Now, for me, it depends on, of course, the new money coming in. CVC, Goldman Sachs, BLM, Barca Studio. If we don't sign those deals, Barcelona will force Frenkie de Jong out. I will promise you that. They'll say, you know what, Frenkie, we don't want you. You suck, blah, blah, blah. Leave. If they can force Emerson to leave last summer, who signed for the club a month ago, they can force Frenkie de Jong out. I know they can, and I know they will. They say, look, Frenkie, we're going to be bankrupt. We cannot play next season if you don't leave. They'll probably, you know, they'll force them out. They'll force them out for sure. But if they can sign those operations, Frenkie de Jong can say no all he wants for the rest of the summer and stay at Barcelona. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, this whole entire operation will depend on the cash injection from Barcelona and if they get it done or not. Now, Frenkie de Jong is not the only player that Barcelona want to sell or get rid of this summer. Of course, there is a big list of 10 players. But Sport came out saying that after practically closing the sale of Fran Jukla for around 6 million euros, Barcelona's current intention is to make the same money from the departures of Oscar Mingueza and Riqui Puig. So of course, Fran Jukla to Club Brugge is a done deal. Has not been officially announced yet by Club Brugge or Barcelona, but in the media, it's a done deal. But at the moment, Barcelona's plan is to sell Mingueza and Riqui Puig for the same price instead of including them in swap deals, for example, like for Ruben Neves or Raphinha. Now, if you imagine this, you know, Ferran for 6 million, Jukla, of course, not Torres, Riqui Puig for 6 million, Mingueza for 6 million, that's 6, 12, 18. Maybe you include variables in there, you could get around 20 million euros from these three players. And of course, half of that 20 million euros will get you Azpilicueta and Alonso, and the other 10 can be used for Raphinha, Lewandowski, Ruben Neves, whatever it may be. So of course, my preference is to sell them for money. Of course, screw loans. No, if you want to include them in player swaps, I'm okay with that as well. But I really don't want a loan. I want them to sell because, of course, in the end, it hasn't worked out for both these two players. The question now is there a club out there that will pay that money for them? We'll have to wait and see what the club is pushing. Now, another player who Barcelona want to sell this summer, and is actually a real possibility, unlike, you know, Pjanic, Umtiti, Lenglet, and Neto, is Trincão. Now, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Sporting Lisbon are the best placed team to sign Trincão this summer, whether it's a loan move or a permanent sale. Sporting Lisbon coach has already contacted Trincão to sign him. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been telling you about Trincão going to Sporting Lisbon, but they've all been Portuguese sources, but now it's hit the Catalunya press and Mundo Deportivo are now reporting on it. Now for me, this would be perfect. Again, a sale only, no loans. Now imagine this, we said 20 million euros for, of course, Jukla, Mingueza, and Riqui Puig. Now add another 20 on top of that. That's 40 million euros with Trincão included in there. That can pay for Raphinha right there. This is why it's so important for me personally for the club to sell players this summer. No loans. If you have to terminate their contract, worst case scenario, I understand that. And if you want to include them in player swaps as well. But the most important thing is to earn some money. Because of course we got already 20 million euros for Coutinho. We'll get 40 for Antoine Griezmann next summer. Trincão for 20. Mingueza, Riqui Puig, and Jukla for 6. There is funds coming in that can be used to bring in deals for Barcelona. If you imagine, get rid of Jukla and Riqui Puig, that'll pay for both Alonso and Azpilicueta, who Xavi is desperately asking for. So we'll wait and see. I think Trincão will be leaving the club this summer, but the big question is, will it be a loan, player swap, or of course the dream, a permanent sale? Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and that's the contract renewal of Pablo Gavi. Now hopefully in the next couple days, the club will send their final contract renewal offer to his agent, Eva de la Peña, but there are reports coming in from the media saying that Bayern Munich and Liverpool really want Gavi and want to pay his release clause ASAP. But Fernando Polo from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Gavi right now is not thinking about leaving Barcelona and wants to stay at the club this summer. Now of course, encouraging news, but we have to make him that contract offer because of course 15 million euros for him, to be honest, is a steal. Now you could go buy Ruben Neves for that money, have a life-for-life replacement almost, but Gavi is a generational talent. He will be one of the best midfielders in the world once he develops, and of course he has to do that at Barcelona. Like I told you guys a couple of videos, if he does leave, I think he will flop. That's just my opinion. I've seen it a lot with these players at Barcelona. They do well here, they leave and they flop. Of course some don't, but some do. I think Gavi would be that case. That's just my opinion. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below, but let's hope Gavi stays. He's a very, very important player for Xavi and of course the squad as well. But if it comes down to it, I don't think he'll have a problem. Of course, if Liverpool and Bayern Munich activate his release clause, he's gone, he's finito, but he has to renew his contract. Now, this final contract renewal offer, like Juan Laporta said a couple of days ago in that Let's Sport 2 interview, will be the final offer, around 100,000 euros per week for a 17-year-old. It's a banging deal for him. The question now is, will he accept that contract renewal or reject it? If he accepts it, of course, he will stay. If he does reject it, the club will sell him this summer. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to give you guys one big update surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours, and that is on Monday, there will be a huge meeting between Joan Laporta, Jordi Cruyff, Mateu Alemán, and Xavi for planning for next season, and of course the summer transfer window coming up. Mingueza from AES, who of course very close to Xavi, came out saying that Joan Laporta, Rafael Uste, Mateu Alemán, Jordi Cruyff, and Xavi will meet either on Monday or Tuesday to begin to shape the new project that Xavi will lead for next year. Now of course the big implication for that planning is the cash injection, CVC, BLM, Barca Studio, Goldman Sachs, whatever it may be. The big question is now, when will the board sign off on one of those deals? Now, one bad news, Gerard Romero came out saying that if Barcelona had accepted the CVC deal this week, huge deals would have been already done. However, Joan Laporta still has doubts about the deal, even though he was ready to accept it a few days ago. Now, apparently, a week ago, Joan Laporta was on the verge of signing the CVC deal. If he did do that a week ago, big deals would have been done. For example, Lewandowski, Raphinha, maybe even Azpilicueta or Alonso, they would have been done deals. But Joan Laporta, last second, was reluctant and did not sign the deal. You might be wondering, oh god, here we go, Frenkie de Jong's gone, Memphis is gone, Ter Stegen's gone, we're not going to sign anyone this summer, Barcelona's going to suck. There is some good news. Mingueza from AS, again very close to Xavi, came out saying that Mateu Alemán has the word of the president that in the coming days, the first economic lever will be triggered. This will allow operations to be carried out, just like the main one right now being Lewandowski, the most coveted piece of Xavi's new project. So Miguel saying, look, Mateu Alemán has been promised by Joan Laporta that in the coming days he will sign an economic deal, whether it's CVC, Barca Studio, BLM, Goldman Sachs, he will sign a deal to of course help them plan for next season and sign Lewandowski, who is the main priority for Xavi's new project. Now for me, that's some great news. The big question now is, what deal will it be? CVC, Barca Studio, BLM, Goldman Sachs, whatever it may be. So next week is going to be huge. Big meeting at Barcelona between the Barcelona board and Xavi to plan for this summer and next season. And also Joan Laporta is expected to sign one of the big deals this week as well. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I know first is about the Lewandowski operation. Are you pessimistic or optimistic about that deal happening? Secondly, on Raphinha, do you think his arrival depends on the future of Ousmane Dembele or not? Thirdly, Ruben Neves, would you take him or not? And fourthly, for me, in my opinion, the big move, Koulibaly. You think that center back move will happen or not, whether it's Koulibaly, Koundé, or someone else? And finally, on the future of Frenkie de Jong, do you think he'll end up leaving the club this summer, or do you think he'll leave, or do you think it all depends on those levers being activated? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.